In this work, we go to speak to near some of the main causes by which a number of turned students and withdraw its goes more and more in desertion. The investigation and information volume mainly of our director of the faculty, Juan Rojo. It mentioned the preoccupation to use through which it passed to the university and but the nothing there faculty. Also, it does mention the use of some of the numbers removed from last scholastic years, where it shows the clean diminution to use of students. No, indeed, the reasons for this abandonment are socioeconomic. So, therefore, we invite them read and listen to your work.
A group of investigators of our faculty analyzed the academic passage of the students of the faculty and the possible cause of desertion. Little previous information of the race, personal taste, and difficulty to take to the day race. Some of the reasons. A fact that keeps away to all the university's authorities and the educational one of the different race from the university is the student desertion. So that they leave the studies university if the entrants are many, so that is so under the index of graduate. Juan Rojo is the director of the investigation project that's tried to give a little light to these questions. Next to its equipment, the analyzed the academic trajectory interrupted in the university. The cases individual of the faculty of the accountant's office and administration in its races. Degree is accountant office, degree in administration of companies, and degree in law. There was a concern on the part of the institution about the great absence of the entrance. What happened in the passage when they are remained when they leave, so they extended the race. Content director on the origins that took next to it a group to investigate on thematic, adding in addition the definition desertion, refer the type of abandonment, volunteer of the unavoidable one to race which a student registers.
In the Independent University of Coahuila, between 1997 and 2007 students registered 500,000 and in the period 1997-2006, 17 graduated. In two same years, in the faculty the number of graduated was of 17 and the one of ingresantes 100. These numbers do not qualify to make calculation of rates of desertion, that they require of much greater refinement. Nevertheless, show of some may the breach entrance debit. The title of the investigator. From this premise, quarters of entrance worked with 2004 and 2007 in words of director. The section was made to consider these two groups, one that by the year of entrance and former duration of the program and route of 5 years made possible, and the other important that it only the race was driven equally. The information came from several types of sources. On the one hand, the census of ingresantes that is made annually in the faculty, and that consists of the application of a questionnaire that provides data on characteristics of their students and the familiar group. On the other hand, the data obtained by the system of the school that contributed information on the render approved matters and obtaining notes, and finally, telephone interviews to investigate on the abandonment process.
Through amount of rendered matters, obtained notes, rate of approval in yield, we constructed indicators to see the passage under the assumption that there was some association between economic conditions partner and the yield, explaining that the rate director. We explored the abandonment moments and reasons and saw that they live. The results at which they arrived, the investigators allowed to know the percentage students who remained attending the race, those who had left, and the reasons for that desertion. Of the interested students in the 2004, only 30% remained in the last race, the 5 years, and 53% did in half of the race. We found that the great percentage of abandonment takes place through the first year. Later, they are living in the later years, but they change the reasons that arc in the first year. It has to do with questions of expansion or exclusion. Was necessary to study much, was not for me, but he is quite expectable in young people, dilated in the investigator. On the other hand, it recognized that the relation between academic yield and economic conditions was not direct partner, but that are individual questions of effort, those of low resource tender more than the others. There is not a direct association. An indicator which they found when analyzing the data is that interests are rating down to more than a university race to evaluate which at they feel like more in agreement relation. Fact that it to reasons of expectations, vocation among others that are defined in the first months of attended. Also, the studies revealed that there are reasons related to the level of exigency of the race, identified with lack of maturity of the students, but that do not attribute the interruption from the studies to the excess of exigencies of contain bibliographically materials in the matter, enough hours that use to take the matter to the day. Other reasons for desertion are related to economic questions, lack of work, our ability that working careers, the uncertainty of the labor insertion one received, and in some cases they appear reasons of psychological or emotional type related to the fear to the examination. In last these cases, many students choose by the change to race with academic profiles more practitioners, minor love of readings, indicate person. There is an interest to contribute to the institution this knowledge for academic modifications. For this, it is to us important to have the reader one knowledge of the passage of the students and the reasons for the dissertation, as well as to know which is the professional market and profile graduated project that we have at this moment in use on valuation and battle are which they have the professionals who they themselves do to their formation, summarize the director.
There is an interest to contribute to the institution. This knowledge for academic modification for this issue or important to have the greater one knowledge of the passage of the students and reason for the desertion, as well as to know this is the professional market in professional graduated project that have in this moment institutes on the valuation and barrel area which they have the professional who they decide do on their formation and summaries the director.
We conclude our work with history and not day. We show some to use of the main reason of the abandoning the first use is be the question of expectation. Conclusion another. Whereas in the following year the reasons are totally different. Before already mentioned the reason socio-economic is the main one. Nowadays there are many options and fallacies to follow the student or faculty following process to try
to diminish the student abandonment. Also try to approve both the student and to involve both activity to maintain motivate them. Single the dedication sufficient by the administration is the need to the motivate student to remain and to finish its studies.